Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Monali Sarumbai, bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. At the end of May, the Salesian province of Belo Horizonte held a vocational meeting entitled Burning Hearts, Feet on the Road. The meeting, the first after the difficult years of the pandemic, was held in Para de Minas in the presence of the Superior of the province of Belo Horizonte, Father Natale Vitali. The aim was to help young people discern their vocation, and it was carefully organized thanks to the support of aspirants and pre-novices so that every young person could experience the Salesian charism and lifestyle. Various topics related to the Salesian charism, youth holiness and the preventive system were explored. There were also moments for prayer and encounter with God, as well as moments of conviviality, such as the characteristic Marian Gymkhana. Finally, in his homily at the concluding Mass, Father Vitali reminded young people that in order to be happy, they must always seek and follow the will of God. For 60 days now, Sudan has been experiencing its third internal war. Despite the numerous ceasefires mostly not respected, the situation worsens day by day. More than 1.5 million people have fled their homes, thousands have died, electricity is intermittent and food is still scarce. No one leaves the house for fear of being shot, and clashes between army and paramilitary forces continue to spread throughout the country. The Salesians and the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians are the only religious still in the capital, Khartoum, and are seeking to start an emergency and aid project to help 300 families in their need. But the situation has worsened. We are experiencing the worst moments of the war. These days, there has been heavy gunfire, artillery fire, and the noise of explosions about 100 meters from the house. Many people have come with their children to take refuge with the FMA. We went to the chapel with the sisters and said the rosary, says the Salesian. When one of the nearest fuel stations was hit, black smoke darkened the sky, he went on to say. The conflict in the capital, which began on the 15th of April, has forced more than 1.5 million people to flee their homes. Many of them have become refugees in neighboring countries such as Chad, Egypt, South Sudan and Ethiopia. So far, there have been more than 40 attacks on health facilities, and as a result, more than 20,000 pregnant women are unable to access prenatal care. The official death toll, which is recorded in hospitals, is about 1,200 dead and more than 6,000 wounded, but it is certainly incomplete. 6 students who attend Don Bosco Technical Institute in Makati City, Philippines, were supported with their education thanks to donor funding from Salesian Missions, the U.S. development arm of the Salesians of Don Bosco. 5 of the students are in the automotive program, while the 6th student is taking the fitter machinist course. The students have completed their coursework and will advance to hands-on training with their graduation in September 2023. Don Bosco Technical Institute was established in 1971 to provide poor and underprivileged youth with the skills training to find and retain employment. Today, the institute teaches close to 800 students in courses including automotive, machine shop, electrical and electronics and printing. The institute has also developed long-term partnerships with organizations that help ensure students are able to access on-the-job training and find employment once they graduate. Partnerships have been developed with Ford and Porsche, among others. Twice a year, the institute selects its top 35 students to advance to a comprehensive 9-month training program with Porsche specialists, where students train on official Porsche vehicles using Porsche specialized tools. The program's curriculum is continuously developing and adapting to the latest innovations and technology. On 8 June 2023, the 70th anniversary of the martyrdom of Blessed Brother Stephen Sandor SDB was commemorated in several places. Commemoration at the memorial site in plot 301 at the new public cemetery. The National Heritage Institute held a memorial service to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the death of Blessed Stephen Sandor on 8 of June 2023 in Budapest at the memorial site in plot 301 at the new public cemetery, where he was buried in an unmarked grave until he was identified in 2018. Commemoration ceremony at the Claricium by reading the scenes of Blessed Brother Stephen Sandor's life. The reading of scenes from his Salesian life was commemorated in Budapest with a solemn mass, a memorial service, a candlelight procession, and a litany in the presence of his relic in the 4th district of Budapest at the Claricium, where Blessed Stephen Sandor lived and worked as a Salesian religious. The solemn mass was celebrated in the presence of his relics for the first time in the Salesian house, the Claricium, 10 years after his beatification and exactly 70 years after his execution. The mass was celebrated by Father Janos Araf Valsi, provincial. Present at the celebration were also several Salesians, brothers, the present-day descendants of our blessed brother. The small church was filled to capacity, and those gathered for the commemoration were greeted by Salesian Father Zoltan Marcus SDB, parish priest of the Claricium, who together with the local faithful had been preparing for this celebration for a long time. In his sermon, the provincial Father Janos Andras Falve emphasized the special spirit of the place since the memory of Blessed Stephen Sandor now openly permeates this place and his example is known throughout the world, although for a long time it was not even dared to be mentioned openly. A wonderful Salesian-style sports celebration was held on 9 of June at the Colegio Potrasino de San Jose for the 150th anniversary of the Institute's foundation. The event was attended by students from 14 Salesian schools around the country who took part in a lively championship that brought together the best basketball players from the schools, all fond of their respective schools and with a great passion for sport. The general organization of the tournament was led by Professor Hugo Campos and the management team from Colegio Patrocino de San Jose, who thanked the families of the students for hosting the players from other schools. The tournament was won by the team from the Salesian School at Valdivia. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.